Welcome to my room.
Coming at you from the top.
I'm Momo. Today we're going to be taking a look at an awesome item that we're going to be adding to, I guess we could call our Nickelodeon Blaster series. You know that we got the lamp, the desk thing, a couple of videos ago, and today we have another awesome addition. So I've actually had this item for quite some time. I keep saying item like you didn't read the title of the episode or look at the thumbnail or anything like that, but I got the Time Blaster some years ago now, like few years ago at this point, well before I got the desk thing actually, and I showed it on one of my other channels, but it's new to this channel, so I still wanted to feature it in a video, but because I've already shown it before, and it's pretty simple, it's all clean and all that stuff, I decided to add some other stuff that I've actually opened on my other channel as well. We're also going to be taking a look at some Burger King Kids Club items. This was a set that came out for a back to school event, and I got all of the items. I opened them previously. There was 5 of them. They were in packages and everything, but obviously I opened them for a video, and one of them just didn't work out really well, and that's this guy right here. So I ended up chucking him because he was just kind of getting in the way, and it didn't really work. Part of me kind of wishes I kept it now that I have this room, but at the time I just didn't have space for it. But I did keep all the other items, so let's check those out. But before we do that, we have to get into character. All right, what do you think? So now that we are all dressed up, we can get to checking out these Burger King Big Kid Club items. Okay, so first up we have, maybe I'll say the one that I'm least excited about from this set, and that is this airplane pencil holder. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this thing, but if I had to like rank all the stuff, I'm going to try to go in order from what I like the least to what I like the most. And so this comes in 4th, but it's still really awesome. So it is just this purple, like, felt material, I would say, pencil holder with the classic Nickelodeon logo, one of their versions. And then when you open it up here at the seam, it's Velcro, and I put some pencils in there already. You can see that. Now, I just barely got them to fit. They were kind of a snug fit to fit them all in there. I feel like smaller pencils, like our Powerpuff Girl ones on the desk thing, would probably fit in here better. Some erasers, crayons, markers, stuff like that. Or even these pencils once they're sharpened. But because they're like full-on pencils, not sharpened at all, it was a little bit difficult to get them inside of here, but it's definitely still manageable. Next up, we got something that I now think is really cool, but it still comes in 3rd, and that is this pencil topper. So this goes on the eraser of your pencil, kind of like you would an extra eraser. This pops off of here. This is just a little stand in case you don't want to put it on a pencil. You can just put it on your desk, have it on this little springy stand. But this is the item itself. It's a little globe. This is supposed to glow, I think, and these are supposed to spin, battery powered, but this is really old, so it doesn't work. But there's a switch right here for you to switch it on and off. And then whenever it's switched on, I think this would glow. I'm not 100% sure on that because it never worked when I got it. But I think maybe this glows, but for sure this would spin in a rotation slowly. So you can see all these different aircrafts with the Nickelodeon logo. So we have a good old blimp. Then we have an airplane, looks just like the pencil holder. And then we have a rocket. So that's pretty cool. I really like this item now that I have the desk thing and I have pencils that are Nickelodeon. We just pop it on the eraser like this. It's a nice snug fit, which is good. If you actually wanted to write with it on, you could. So yeah, that's what it looks like on a pencil. And I think that'll look good on our desk thing, where I'm going to put it on a pencil and put that pencil in a cup holder. And hopefully it blends well. If not, we do still have the stand and we can set it on the desk next to the desk thing or something like that. But I really like this now. Next, we have something I'm really excited for because it is missing from the desk thing. If you can guess what it is, comment down below real quick before I tell you the answer. Don't cheat. What do you think the item is that comes in 2nd place? Now, it was my favorite at first, but then I did some rethinking and it's 2nd actually. So what is that item? That item is the calculator. So I'm super excited for this because the calculator from the desk thing is missing, and to be honest, this one is much cooler. That one's just a plain purple calculator. It just has that shape that fits that crevice perfectly, but we already filled it with some sticky notes and eraser, and I think they look really good there. So I'm not really missing the calculator anymore. And now that I have this, I can attach this to the desk thing as well, I think. Or just kind of place it there for when it's sitting on the desk and it's not being used. I think it'll look cool, but we'll see what happens. So this is what the calculator looks like. It's got a little thought bubble cloud that gives you where the answer's going to be, and then some yellow buttons. We got our little Nickelodeon logo down here. Love the branding. And then this looks like a little lock or something, like this is a safe. I'm not really sure what the design is supposed to be 100%, but I think it's supposed to be like some kind of vault because, like I said, I think this is a dial for like a combination to unlock this thing. Oh, and then we can see the engraving of our Burger King Big Kids Club logo. So that's awesome. And then there's this little guy that would like, it's one of those holographic things. When I move it, it changes the view. There you go. So that's supposed to be like something powering, working, stuff like that. I just think this calculator looks dope. You can definitely find these all over the internet. But like I said, I bought mine in a full bundle on eBay from somebody. But yeah. And then last but not least from this collection, we have an item that I thought was so cool. I love these sorts of things, and that is this Rocket Pen. So like I said, you saw on here all the different items. There's Nickelodeon Blimp, which we may or may not have in the closet, waiting for next season, maybe. We also have the rocket now, and we have the airplane, which is here. So I think it's really cool that they have all the aircrafts here, and they actually give them to us in a real form. So this is a pin, and this is the pin holder. The pin holder is supposed to be like the moon or another planet or something like that. There's like craters and rocks and stuff like that. And the pin, which is a rocket, crash lands and boom, right in that spot. Now, back when the battery worked in this thing, when you would go to write and you would tap the tip of it onto something, you would push it in, and then this would light up red. Now, I thought that was really cool. I would have loved writing with this thing all the time. She a fatty though. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. And even without it glowing, I think it still looks great. Love the Nickelodeon branding, as you know, nice and big and bold. I like that the pencil is blue. We don't get a whole lot of blue Nickelodeon stuff. And then I love the like slime green of these craters and stuff like that. And when it's nestled in, it paints a perfect picture. And I think this is going to look so awesome on the desk, especially next to the desk thing and the pencil holder and whatever else we decorate the desk with in the future. Okay, so now that we checked out all those Burger King Big Kid Club items, let's go ahead and get to the main event of this video, which is the Time Blaster. So for those of you that don't know, the Time Blaster is just an alarm clock, really. It's Nickelodeon themed. It's part of their Blaster series or whatever. So it's got this like dark purple and then a lot of lighter purple accents, the slime green and the Nickelodeon orange. It even has this big giant red button. Mine is a little cracked, but that's okay. I don't even know if you can really see it. Probably not. My light is reflecting too much for you to really see the crack. But yeah, so it's cracked, but it does work. All the functions on here work. So we have our little radio dial over here to the left. So you could just spin this thing to change to whatever radio station that it is that you listen to. I actually tried this in a video, so I'll try it here and see if we can catch a station. And then there is an alarm switch, so alarm off, alarm on, and demo. You can see that there. So we can do a demo if we plug this guy in. Then we have a volume dial, obviously changes the volume. And then we have this dial here, which changes different sound effects. And I think that's for the alarm. So if you set an alarm and you have it set to one of these things, it'll do that to wake you up. So it'll have like a Nick song, nick, 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 nick. Or it'll have like a bugle or something like that. I think that's really awesome. Then, just like the desk thing, we have this like, I don't even know what this would be called, like a lightning bolt or like a laser or a ray or electric bolt, some kind of electricity flowing basically. And this lights up just like the one on the desk thing. And just like the one on the desk thing, it just barely lights up. It's so very faint. We're gonna plug this bad boy up and see how it does. It is a little dusty at this point since it's been like 6 months, but yeah, we're not gonna go through a full cleaning in the video or anything like that. I'm just gonna show you guys how it works and that it does work. All right, we got it plugged in. Now it is flashing 12. So that is the spring doing the demo. Now if we switch it, okay, so that's the cuckoo. It's going through all of them since it's in demo mode. So I'm gonna set it to radio. I think that's radio, and see if we can get a station. Ah, okay. So I turned it to the little, what looks like a music note here. I think that maybe is radio. I bonked the button at the top, and now it sounds like I'm getting some static to try to find a radio station. Awesome. Okay, so we got it set. That is pretty cool. Doesn't sound the best, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. No more music. Okay, so that is awesome. Everything still works. I'm really happy about that. Like I said, we're probably gonna throw some batteries in this thing to do a battery backup, which would be really helpful right now because I want to set the time. But as soon as I unplug it, then it's just gonna reset again, and I'll have to reset it, like redo the time again. And I don't want to do that. So I think that's everything though. I'm super excited to have it. And since we have it right behind us, let's check it out with the desk thing side by side, and also put some of this other stuff with the desk thing and see how that looks. So as you can obviously tell, we did not move the desk thing over to our desk yet. It's just been kind of behind us to fill space and make the shot look great. So here we have our sticky notes and our Tommy eraser, which I said are filling that spot where the calculator used to go. So we don't really need that calculator anymore. I honestly don't really care about it. I'm not looking forward to anything like that. I feel like the way I filled it out looks better than if the if the calculator was there. So look at these things side by side, best friends forever. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. 2 items down. We need to get another checklist, even though we haven't been keeping up with our checklist there. Maybe in the finale, we'll go over the full checklist, or at the beginning of next season. I don't freaking know. I don't know, but we're behind on that list, but we should get a list for this stuff so that we can keep track of what is left to get and try to get our hands on it. So let's check out this here topper on a pencil in the pencil holder. And then my thought is just to put the calculator right here and just kind of balance it like that. It's kind of sitting on Tommy's head and leaned up against the back part of the desk thing, so we can still see the little bolts coming through, the little electricity, but we just can't see this little middle bobble here, this guy. But I think that's okay. I think it would still look good with this right here, don't you think? And then let's see, can we add this bad boy? That's great. Oh, and she's gone. Right, time to go shopping. Let's throw them to see what we get. We got a 90 and a 60. So we got 150 to spend. All right, we are at the book fair. Let's see what we're gonna get today. We're gonna grab the top 2, one from each stack. Put those here. And maybe get myself a Pez. Then, it's been here for a while, all season, and we haven't been able to get it really, so I think we're finally gonna get this desktop pinball machine. That's 80 bucks right there. Whoa, big item. 2 magazines today. Let's go for this one with Shaq on it. Fairly Odd Parents, Nick magazine. I'm gonna have to go for a sticker, so let's get one of these skateboards. Let's go for some crayons, I think. We got markers before, but now I need some crayons. Boom, right on top. All right, I think that is everything. That's all of our money. So let's head back to the room and check it all out. All right, we are back with our huge haul. So let's try to rapid fire through these things. So first up, we got a Pez. This one is of Squirtle. I think we have Pikachu and Bulbasaur already, right behind us actually. And now we have Squirtle to add to the collection. One left Charmander, and then we'll have the full Pokemon set. That's awesome. At least these 4 starter Pokemon, you know, that are in the set. I'm super excited about that. I think these things are awesome, and they make look good little, you know, like collectibles, accent figures, whatever throughout the room. Next, we got some crayons. Like I said, you know, I got markers recently, and so I wanted to go ahead and get some crayons now. Again, just to put on the desk, make the desk look more full, more used, all of that good stuff. So yeah, crayons. Then for our first book, we got, this one is a Fairly Odd Parents book called Ding Dong. Looks like there's a giant squirrel. Timmy probably wished for something crazy. See what happens when the world's ickiest babysitter meets her match. And then for one of our magazines, we got a Disney Adventures magazine. This one has Shaq and Goofy on it. I think that's awesome. Look at Shaq cheesing when he was in his, not even in his prime, because he's still making mad money now, being the representative for all kinds of stuff. I was going to say being the representative for stuff back then, but he's still doing it. This is a March 1995 issue of Disney Adventures magazine. So, like, here's a Twizzler advertisement, but it's a little bit boring, a little bit bland. We have this advertisement for Skittles. Now, that's really nice. Look how old that packaging is. Look at that. Does anybody remember when Skittles looked like that? I don't know if I can say I do, because I didn't really eat Skittles. Next, we have another one of our Tech Deck skateboards. If you're new here, this is a line of Tech Deck erasers that I got from Dollar Tree. We're trying to complete the set, which we have on the back. So let's see. Boom, we got, oh, okay, this is a new one. So we don't have this design here. It's kind of plain. That's why I looked at the back, because I was like, oh, this must be the side with no design. But that's one of the designs. So we got this one here. So let's see, how many designs do we have so far? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 designs, I think. So we still need 5 more. So we're like just under halfway there. Then for our second Nick Zoned book, we got this Rocket Power one, Best Bro. I'm very excited. I started off getting these just because I wanted the Rocket Power ones, but then I decided I wanted to collect the whole set to populate my shelves. So this is just one of many that we still need to get, and you know I love Rocket Power, so I just had to. And this one is crisp. I don't know if anybody's ever read this one. Like, I think that whoever had it, I don't know where they got it, but it's never been read. Like, all these pages, I can feel that they haven't really been opened for real. Look at that. Twister. Next up, we have our first ever big prize, and it is this desktop pinball machine. This thing is super awesome. I think it'll look amazing in here. Obviously, this was not around in the 90s. I got this bad boy at Five Below for $5. They had a couple of different ones. Not when I went, but I've seen other people post about them. But the one that they did have that I wanted was the Rugrats. I decided not to get all the ones that they had that I felt like could fit the channel, because I was like, I don't need multiple pinball machines, really. So I've had this thing for a long time now. I never opened it because I didn't really have space for it before. But now we do. I don't know where we're going to put it, but let's check it out. We have our little Rugrats signage at the top. And then the board itself has Rugrats design. That's awesome that they captured everybody. We got Phil and Lil at the top. We got Reptar, Tommy and Chuckie running away. And then we even have Susie and Angelica down at the bottom. Oh, look at that. We got Reptar in this corner. And then we got Grandpa Phil and Spike. That's awesome. Okay, I'm super excited about this thing. Next up, we got our sticker for the day. So today, ooh, appropriate. We got a Chuckie sticker. I say appropriate because it's Nickelodeon, the Nickelodeon Time Blaster, and we just got the Rugrats pinball, so it all kind of ties together. That's awesome. It's just a plain Chuckie sticker, but Chuckie is my favorite character, so I think that is awesome. And last but not least, we have our Nickelodeon magazine of the day. So we got 2 magazines and 2 books today. So this one is a much newer edition of the Nickelodeon magazine because you can see it says Nick on it. So it's Nick magazine instead of Nickelodeon. And this was from May 2009. So yeah, much older than some of the other ones that were from like the 90s or even earlier 2000s. Also, it has the Fairly Odd Parents on the front. It's got Timmy, and then it's got Poof, so that's also how you know it's much more recent. We have a SpongeBob comic. That's nice. I like the art style of that. And then we got a SpongeBob puzzle right here. You can try to figure that out. And then last but not least, it looks like we have an advertisement for season 1 of iCarly on DVD. This magazine was pretty disappointing. This is the first one I've been disappointed by thus far from the Nickelodeon magazine. Because there's not really a lot of good advertisements like I like. There's a couple of cool things, but nothing major. This one would definitely be maybe more of a read, but there's also not seeming to be a lot of like really good articles or anything, so I don't know. I don't know. That's okay. I still really enjoyed today's video. Getting that Time Blaster in this room, awesome.